Hey Malik, come out and play. This location seems kind of important. Let's give it a minute. The level design is screaming. As much as I was just saying, hey Malik, come out and play, I'm kind of like, let's complete the map out of habit, if nothing else. Ooh, it's all broked up. Fuck you, box. Being able to break boxes is actually kind of stupid. As far as I can tell, there's no consequences for it, so why get lockpicking as a skill if you could just hit it for a few seconds to get it open anyway and not permanently lose a bunch of skill points? This is all made moot anyway by the fact that my character got his skill points neutered. So I picked a class that gets plenty of skill points and had stats that would give me skill points every level. But then it's like, nah, you're a Jedi Guardian. That means you don't get skill points anymore for some reason. That's something about my Jedi training made me incapable of learning how to use computers anymore. It's weird. Ooh, a crystal. Sereth. Is there a workbench I can use to install it, maybe?
Who dares intrude on our meditations? You know the penalty for... Revan, you are back.
You also recognize my face? Why does everyone know what my face looks like? I thought I was the mask guy, and that was the explanation for why nobody knows who I am. Weird. Also, the Sith meditate? That doesn't seem super Sithy. Isn't meditation a thing you do to calm your emotions and to center yourself and so on, whereas the Sith are all about impulsiveness and surrendering to their emotions and like writhing in all of their like feelings and shit? Just can't help but notice an issue there. I am Revan no longer. I serve the light and the Jedi Council now.
Malak told us what happened to you. The Jedi Council has stripped you of your power. You are a shell of what you once were.
You are not fit to rule the Sith anymore, Revan. Darth Malak will reward us greatly for destroying you.
Incorrect. Much incorrect. Fucking destroyed Malak. Again. He's still a lame boy. The lamest of them all. He's the sad boy. Light side. I got what? That was worthy of light side points. Yeah, I guess I did just not betray my entire order in that moment. So here we go. Ah, damn it! I've been disabled. Rude.
And you need?
All right. Well, she's weirdly immune.
Yes.
Well.
That hurt, I bet.
Oh, well. Ends the moment that wears off, huh?
What is it?
Yes?
They were going to great lengths to disable my characters. Didn't matter. What is that? The armory. Another apprentice of Revan's, I guess? That seemed unnecessary.
Lord Malak told us you still lived. At last, a challenge worthy of my skills. I grow so bored with slaughtering these mindless training droids. I intensified my training tenfold in hopes I would get the chance to face you in mortal combat. I am glad to see my training has not been in vain.
Are you sure about that, though? I guess we'll see. I'm just gonna say, like, I don't know, man. I feel like it might not go so hot. Also, it's 3-on-1, so that'll go well for you. It's just gonna be really funny as he hypes his shit up and then he gets demolished in 2 seconds. Nope. Not quite. Not yet, but maybe now? Yep. Holy crap.
I increased my training tenfold to defeat you. Ah!
Alright. You did it. Congrats. Upari. Sith power gauntlets. He had some equipment. Maybe you should have tried fighting things that fight instead of just electrocuting droids until they explode over and over again. Being like, wow, I'm so cool. Everybody worship my cool lightning muscles. Man, wanna see me break some more droids, babe? And it's like that's all he's doing. And there was only one droid in the room. What kind of supplies did they have? Like, how many new droids did he have just coming in all the time to like complement his supply? Both then perception. There's a lot of items here. Like, holy crap. Like more items than I even want to look through. A little redundant. You can only come in here with Jedi. You're only allowed to be here with Jedi. So all the ranged weapons are probably useless and all the armor's probably useless unless you want to be an armored Jedi, which means you can't have any abilities, which, you know, there's definitely upsides to that. If I want to put armor on, then I get some more defense, but I lose my Jedi speed, but I can just sit there and whack people, and I'm pretty good at that. So perception visor. We got a lot of equipment right now. Like I've got some money now if I want it. Sapith. So a Krayt Dragon Pearl is +2 damage, +3 attack. Sapith is +3 damage, +2 attack. Let's see. See if I can find that tree, that table I saw before. That would help me out a bit with this. Let's see. I think, because wasn't Sapith a good one? So Sapith is 2 attack, 3 damage. If you put it with either of the other ones, it becomes 3 attack and 4 damage, which is, it's okay. What else was my new one I got? Lux, what's Lux? Oh, it's droids, who cares? Upari. Upari. 1 to 8 damage +3 attack is the default. If you put it with Heart of the Guardian, it becomes 4 attack points and then 2d6 damage instead of 1d8, which is pretty good. If you put it with Mantle of the Force, it becomes 2 attack, so it goes down by 1 there. 1d6 energy damage, but then 8 blaster bolt deflection, which is a lot. Do I have Solari? No, I don't think I ever found it. No. Because the most recommended one is, this is Opelia. The most recommended combo is Solari and Upari, apparently. So this is Opila, which currently does... Yeah, it does big crits. That's my melee, my main weapon? It's Krayt Dragon Pearl that does the big damage, right? Because this is the Heart of the Guardian, so it does 1d8 bonus damage. So if I replace this with Upari, then now I'm doing 5 to 36 damage. 5 to 36 damage plus 7 attack modifier. Then the other one is acceptable, but it gives me 1 dex and 2 force regeneration, which is the big bonus. So yeah, I have the super high damage main weapon, and then stats on my off weapon, which is pretty good. All things considered. That's good. I can upgrade armor, but no one's using any. Nothing else that I can upgrade is particularly worth it right now. I can investigate your guys' stuff a little bit, like damage and blaster bolt deflection, attack +3. I guess I'll let her be Violet now, because nobody else is. So you have Sigil, which is 1 to 6 + 1. Genro. I was gonna put Dragon Pearl in there, and I remembered I didn't take it out. There you go. Somebody should use purple. I like having that color available. It's a good color. Alright, can't wait to go into another room full of people that are declaring their revenge on me. And how it's time for their chance at glory! And then I delete them from existence in like one try. Alright, yeah, my casting is not as strong as my friends here. Wow, that took him out. Hi! That's a little awkward. Start with some energy resist. Some valor.
Hurt, I bet. What?
I will be your doom! Alright. Clean. Let's get the next door open before my buffs go away. They'll probably still go away. Well. Hi. It's spooky how he's just standing against the door like that. Anyway. Yep, we're about reaching the point where we've been to most places. Boom, that's bad for you. Unfortunate for you guys how you're almost all completely alone. And you don't seem to have any kind of, like, alarm system to say that I'm here attacking you. And apparently soundproofing around here is like A+, because you're not hearing all the combat either. And you're just, like, standing alone in a room waiting for me to kill you. Am I Anakin right now? Am I killing younglings? Just kind of going room to room. I guess that's it, right? Just head on back. I was gonna use force speed, but I'm afraid for my characters to get lost on the way there, so we'll just take the chill route, the scenic route. Look at that beautiful place out there. They've got a really good view. The Sith, unexpectedly, have a really nice view around their place. Well, it's a good thing I took a little look around. I found a stronger than ever lightsaber crystal. The overpowered get more overpowered, dear. What are my numbers at now? The main weapon does 6 to 37 plus 34. Which I gotta say, man, that is a broad ass dice roll. Like, nobody wants their dice rolls for damage to be that inconsistent. 6 to 37? That is such a wide range of attack damage. You definitely want something more consistent than that. Whee! Oopsie. Well. This would definitely be surprising if you have low awareness. You can see why I put all my points into this one stat. Mines aren't terribly useful for the player, it feels like, in most situations. But boy, they are useful for the enemy, because they're just... they can just spam them everywhere, and if you don't have awareness, you're just gonna just run straight into explosions and be like, what's happening? Stop it! Like this poor Gizka. Guys. Guys.
What is it?
Get out of the way.
Sure.
Novice Sith, such as yourself, cannot be trusted to remember even simple tasks, Acolyte. It is therefore prudent for your masters to explain themselves at length, using very small words. The ancient sequencer on the lower levels can only be activated once all sequencer tiles on the floor have been set to the active mode by walking on them in the correct pattern. Are you about to make me play Lights Out? Is that what we're doing? To make all the tiles the same color, simply walk on the tiles in the pattern of an H. I trust there will not be another unfortunate incident like the last time. Walk on an H pattern? Do they have the letter H in Star Wars? Like, I don't think that's a weird thing to point out, right? Like, does Star Wars have the letter H? Like, I know that we speak English in these games, so that we as the audience understand it, but it's called common, and whenever you see language, it's not in letters like that. The letter H I feel like shouldn't be a thing they can reference. It's Lights Out. They said to make the letter H pattern. Whatever that means. It worked. So that one, yeah, that one password, that one datapad gave me the solution. Otherwise you had to play Lights Out. I'm still not giving them credit. Like, we're still acknowledging this though. Like, that's another Elder puzzle. This game has another Elder puzzle in it. They put Lights Out in this game. For those that are uninitiated somehow, which none of you are, everyone knows what I'm talking about. It's that game where you step on a piece of a grid and then it changes color, but all of the adjacent ones also change color. And so you have to try to get them all to change from the negative color to the positive color. Like turning the lights, turning lights on or off. Lights out, if you will. They fucking put Lights Out in this game. And then, then funnily enough, they put the solution to Lights Out on a datapad. In case people were gonna get too confused, I guess. Which is also funny in its own way. Everyone's always wondering if I died or not. Guess it just catches. I almost was, but I'm hard to kill.
Cachicho ita haudonga. Tolpa de bongwa yagando de nata conjostak miki grabel mogo. Cachicho ita haudonga. Tolpa de bongwa yagando de nago chocho.
Your database?
Cachicho ita haudonga. Yin kin kuno ba mulira chikun. Slemo potona. Ronde haudonga kuhonga bi. Tonghai wam chichi yumalitha ag inko tu. Tolpa de bongwa yagando de naga chocho. Cachicho ita conjostak miki grabel mogo. Cachicho ita haudonga. Tolpa de bongwa yagando de nago chocho. Moga Japon.
I'm looking for the genetic data on the Rakata.
Rondi haudonga kuhonga bi. Wala kumbes. Cheng palamoli tong king ba nokongek. Jebedwana ni bobo. Tonga bong shanong yang. Tong patoga smak telia. Ako chekopa.
Tell me about the Star Forge.
Tolpata bongualia gando denara chocho. Cachicho ita audonga. Yumalita inkotun. Jelomoran benu bobo. Takon jostak miki grabel mogo. Cachicho ita audonga. Tolpata bongualia gando denago chocho. Moga shaponka. Bola wala chekne. Tonghai wam chichi yumalita ag inko tu. Tolpata bongualia gando denara chocho. Cachicho ita audonga. Yumalita inkotun.
What do you mean?
Takon jostak miki grabel mogo. Cachicho ita haudonga. Tolpa de bongualia gando denago chocho. Moga shaponka. Bola wala chekne. Tonghai wam chichi yumalita ag inko tu. Tolpa da bongualia gando denara chocho. Cachicho ita haudonga. Takon jostak miki grabel mogo. Cachicho ita haudonga. Tolpa de bongualia gando denago chocho. Moga shaponka. Bola wala chekne. Tonghai wam chichi yumalita ag inko tu. Tolpa da bongualia gando denara chocho. Cachicho ita audonga. Yumalita inko tu.
I want to ask you something else.
Takon jostak miki grabel mogo. Cachicho ita haudonga. Tolpa de bongualia gando denago chocho.
How can I shut off the disruptor field around this planet?
Cachicho ita haudonga. Yin kin kuno ba mulira chikun. Slimo potona.
How can I get to the upper levels of the temple?
Tonghai wam chichi yumalita ag inko tu. Tolpa da bongualia gando denara chocho. Cachicho ita auta con jostak miki grabel mogo. Cachicho ita haudonga. Tolpa de bongualia gando denago chocho. Rondi haudonga kuhonga bi. Wala kumbes. Cheng palamole tong king ba nokong. Ta con jostak.
Do you know anything about the star maps?
Tonghai wam chichi yumalita ag inko tu. Tolpa da bongualia gando denara chocho. Cachicho ita audonga. Takon jostak miki grabel mogo. Cachicho ita haudonga. Tolpa de bongualia gando denago chocho. Moga shaponka.
But I used the star maps to find this place.
Tonghai wam chichi yumalita ag inko tu. Tolpa da bongualia gando denara chocho. Cachicho ita auta con jostak miki grabel mogo. Cachicho ita haudonga. Tolpa de bongualia gando denago chocho. Tonghai wam chichi yumalita ag inko tu. Tolpa da bongualia gando denara chocho. Cachicho ita audonga.
A little strange. It's weird because in their own description, the Star Forge is at the middle of each map. So, like, it's just right there in the middle? Like, do you need all the maps combined just to find one location? I'm often kind of confused about this. It's the same thing that happened in Force Awakens that bothered me, is that, like, they have a jigsaw map. Like, where? Oh, dang, where's Luke? I guess we'll never find him because we have this map of this whole area and then one piece is missing and he's in there somewhere. Ah, we'll never figure it out. And it's like, that seems like a good place to start. Just check, you know, the missing piece of the map. He's got to be in there somewhere. It's hard, so it's unclear about just how big that chunk of the map was, but still, it was just there. At the same time, because the stupid piece of the map turns out to be in R2-D2, which is extra, like, kind of extra silly. They didn't, if I remember correctly, R2 just had it the whole time, so they didn't even have to find it. It was just always there. If that was the case, then all they needed was R2-D2's piece of the map. They didn't need the surrounding chunk of map. Like, they only needed the one missing piece. They didn't need the rest of the puzzle, because just that one piece would be enough information. Like, if you were unsure by looking at it where that was, you could always just compare that with any other existing map, because it's just they're maps of publicly explorable space. So you didn't need specifically those two jigsaw pieces to fit together to figure out how to go somewhere, and that always felt like an annoying plot point in general when they're trying to be setting up that Luke will be in the next movie, but not really being able to do it very well. There's all sorts of things to be said about that. Like the choice to not include Luke in the first movie and have him be exiled away on a planet behind a map kind of laid the foundation for most of the characterization of who Luke was going to be in The Last Jedi, because the choice was already made that he wasn't helping against the Empire and was over there and so on. So like Last Jedi was just working from that foundation of what the previous movie established about Luke at that point, and trying to make a believable character out of that, and did a great job. But still, like, the Jigsaw map always irritated me. And so similarly, apparently all of these maps, their centers were all the Starforge. It's kind of difficult to believe that we needed like 5 of them to figure that out. I don't know. I feel like that any of them could have had the Starforge on it. This is why they keep the mechanics completely foreign to us. Ultimately, it's a thing that the less they explain of it, the better. Their attempt to explain it here just muddies the waters further, because ultimately it's a MacGuffin. It's just the thing. Like, you need a thing to do the thing. Go get the thing or whatever's. Whatevs. Sure, go have fun. And you just go do the thing, and then you just do the thing. Like, that's what it ultimately is. It's just the fetch quest that forms the spine of the game. But whenever they try to explain them again, I'm like, I feel like we really didn't need 5 of them to do this. Like, every single one of them has the Starforge at the middle. So like, you would just find the one star map that had that, which could have been any of them. Maybe it's like convenient where like the first 4 don't have the Starforge on it and the 5th one does, and so ultimately if you just got the 5th one first, you would have been fine. But no matter what, the game, you always get the 5th one last or something. Maybe it's something along those lines. But the idea that you need them all together seems unlikely, that you need to have them all together, because you could always just take one map that has the Starforge on it and just compare that with the existing star maps, basically, and extrapolate from there. And by existing star maps, I mean the ones that your ship already has, your navigation computer and so on. What was the other thing? The other thing is that, like, now that they're trying too hard to explain it, there's weird details, like, once everything was falling, they apparently decided to sabotage the star maps to protect the Starforge, because basically in their hubris, they made maps all over the galaxy that show the sheer size of the Infinite Empire, basically just to fucking flex on everybody and be like, wow, look how rad and cool we are. But then there's also other weird details, like some of those were terraformers, while other ones just made local animals aggressive, while other ones did seemingly nothing at all. So each star map did different things for whatever reason. But because of their hubris that they all had these star maps that all pointed at their home world, they then had to like panic and try to turn them all off when their empire was collapsing. But then they also fucked up and failed turning them off. And then like their own technology is working against them, where it's too sophisticated, so it's repairing itself. And so like they attempted to sabotage them, but now they're all repairing, so they're in a better state than they're supposed to be, and so on, because they couldn't just turn them off correctly. That seems to be a chronic problem with this species, is that their culture and their government and so on is that they make technology and then they can't turn their own technology off, because that's the Starforge too. They want to stop the Starforge, but they can't. And like all of their star maps, the previous thems also wanted to stop those, but they couldn't. It's just like a really fucking weird ineptitude for this culture to have collectively as a plot point. It's just really amusing. I want to ask you something else. Tell me about the history of the Infinite Empire.
Tukning ta chokun ne molera best tonghai wam jigi yuma litha ag inko tu. Tolpata bongwalia gando de nara chochot. Kachicho ita audonga. Takum jostak miki grabel mogo. Kachicho ita audonga. Tolpata bongwalia gando de nago chochot. Moga chaponka.
The plague.
Tonghai wam jigi yuma litha ag inko tu. Tolpata bongwalia gando de nara chochot. Kachicho ita audonga. Yumalita inkotun. Jelamoran ta konjostak miki grabel mogo. Kachicho ita audonga. Tolpa de bongwa yagando denago chocho. Moga shaponka, bola wana chekne. Bamulis limo podana wanga, kachicho ita hodonga. Yin kinkuno ba mulira chikun. Slimo podona. Ronde audonga kuonga bi. Tonghai wam chichi yumalitha ag inko tu. Tolpa da bongwa yagando denaga chocho. Kachicho ita audonga.
Well, yeah, that's not a great plan. So a convenient virus went across the galaxy that only killed Rakata and nobody else. And then all of the people that the Rakata enslaved conveniently also destroyed all evidence that they ever existed. Like, across the board, they all had the exact same response. Which I guess makes somewhat sense because of the slavery and whatnot, but... all of them? Every single one had that reaction. None of them were like, let's take their shit and use it or whatever. But also, like, they had terrible quarantine protocol. They all started dying of a plague, so they all decided to go to the same place. That's unfortunate. Like, you really, if it only infects and spreads via Rakata, you probably want to spread out across the galaxy and diffuse yourselves and, you know, spend your couple of weeks in quarantine, and then it can't keep spreading between people constantly. But instead, they all went to the same planet and just made that like ground zero to just have another wave of that virus. And so more and more died on their home planet. It's like, that was an unfortunate choice for you to all converge with other people that also can carry said plague all in one place as a response to said plague. Huh. I'm also a little iffy on the fact that they were this infinite fascist empire that was dark side and slave owning. Like, there's so many things wrong with them. But their ultimate downfall was that they just kind of got unlucky and a virus just kind of took them all out. Really? It wasn't their ideology. It wasn't people that revolted against their ideology. Like, eventually it was. Like, a plague was taking them out, and then the slaves rose up. But it's like, when somebody is so in the wrong there, it's kind of disappointing when their downfall is basically happenstance, as opposed to, like, you know, a grave miscalculation of hubris and pride, or, you know, people rising up against their evil or something. It's like, oh, they all got sick. Alright. I'll be going now. So he specifically is contextualized as being a computer that can initiate self-repairs. And so he can endlessly keep self-maintaining and stay safe that way. He leveled up again. Now to level 18. We're just flying through these levels right now. Probably give you the damage bonus for lightsabers. Oh, she still only has power attack 1. Dexterity would be good though. That's probably better than anything else. Let's give her 1 point of implant. Stasis field is just powerful. Alright, so now I can give you one of these dexterity implants, which gives you another milestone. Nope. Not quite, actually. By the way, Sith Power Gauntlets. +3 strength. Gotcha. All these Sith I'm killing, I still haven't gotten any kind of interesting robe, right? No. Still wearing Dark Jedi Master, though. Do I have regular Jedi Master again? Yeah. Let's, get off that Jedi bit. I mean, Sith bit. Even if it means we're all wearing the same clothes, which is kind of a bummer. Force Focus. Only a +4 to his save DCs, though. That's the core of his entire class, and that's what it gives him. It's a little weak. What do I want to give him? Largely, his auto attacking is fine. The blaster bolt deflection items are so strong that giving him blaster bolt deflection talents feels kind of weak. Although, do I have enough for him? I don't think I do, actually. I feel like I should just give him another implant slot. Like they all might as well have like a lot. Like it's a status. It gives you a status point increase. You might as well have access to it on each character, or a piece of dex. Yeah, I don't have any better dex items at the moment. There, that made him hit +4 dexterity. +4 mod. So that's always good shit. Make me fucking play lights out. How dare you?
What?
There's so many elder puzzles in this game. Alright, so I think they just opened up this, yeah, this whole floor was just this area. I think that first locked door at the beginning is what they just opened up. We just need to go back there now. How did you get lost? Juhani, it was 2 rooms. There's definitely part of me that wonders if J.J. Abrams saw the story of this game or not. Just because I see that star map plot point and I'm like, this is familiar. At least in this game, it's like a core element of the story. Juhani, how? And like in this one, silly or not, it's at least the backbone of the entire story. So it's like it's set up and it's like if you just take it at face value, it's fine and it works for its purpose. Whereas in Force Awakens, it's just like it's just kind of dumb. And it kind of this endless solution just kind of appears. And you're like, oh, okay. Hi. Die. Ooh, that's some damage.
Strike me down and I shall rise again stronger than ever before.
These numbers are getting gross. The Temple Summit. Sounds like we're there. Summit is pretty definitive in its meaning. Like we're at the tippy top just like that. So here's where we disable the force field. That's might also be where we just like maybe, oh whoa, I just teleported away. We might face Malak here. We'll see. Is that him? At least a dark wait. That's Bastila, isn't it? I see her brown hair and her sideways hip stance.
Revan, I knew you'd come for me. Malak thought you might be afraid to enter the temple again, but he doesn't know you like I do. Not anymore. Not since you've changed.
Quickly, Bastila, come with us. We have to escape before Malak arrives.
Escape? You don't understand. I have sworn allegiance to Lord Malak and the Sith. I am no longer a pawn of the Jedi Council.
A pawn of the Jedi Council? What are you talking about?
Surely you know what I mean, Revan. Look at what the Council did to you. They turned you into their puppet. The same thing they do to all who are truly strong in the Force. They speak of the dark side as if it is something to be feared, but in reality their only goal is to manipulate those who are strong in the Force. The fear of the dark side is a tool to maintain control. Why do you think the Jedi forbid you and Malak from joining the Mandalorian Wars? They knew you would realize your true potential and break free of their domination. Malak has shown me how the Jedi Council have been using me the same way they once tried to use you. They've been holding me back because they knew one day I would surpass them all.
It's not too late, Bastila. You can still turn away from the dark side.
I resisted it first. I endured the Sith torments with the passionless serenity of a true Jedi, emptying my mind. But after a week of endless tortures, I finally saw the truth. Malak forced me to acknowledge my anger and pain. He showed me the liberating power of these emotions. Then he made me see how the Jedi Council has denied me what is mine by right. The Jedi Council gladly used my battle meditation in their wars, but they still treated me like a child, like an inferior. They were jealous of my power, of what I could become. They wanted me to bow and call them master and follow their code and obey their every order. But all the while they were exploiting my battle meditation for their own use.
Don't be lured in by these Sith lies, Bastila.
Lies? You were the one living a lie, Revan. The Jedi Council made you into something you are not. They programmed you to be their slave. You used to be Revan, Master of the Sith, but no longer. You were simply a pawn of the Jedi Council in the Republic they serve, like I was, until Malak freed me from their shackles. A pity the power you once had is so diluted in you. You could have been as strong as I am now, stronger even, but that will never happen now. With the power of the Starforge, Malak will destroy the Republic and conquer the galaxy. And I will be the apprentice at his side after I prove my worth by killing you.
Well, you could have been strong once, but never now. It's gonna be really funny. It's gonna be very funny if I'm stronger than her after all that posturing. Let's see. Let's have you cast whatever buffs you have. Improved energy. That's it. Okay. You're gonna open with trying to control her.
Yeah.
They just freeze her? Nope. Oop. Did I just get frozen? What happened? What? I can't get... There we go. I couldn't get Julie to do things. Did I just crush her? I did.
You were stronger than I would have thought possible after what the Jedi Council did to you. Seems that Malak was wrong. The power of the dark side is not lost to you after all, Revan.
I can't completely blame her because she was like tortured into giving in to this whole thing, and her mind's been warped for a week now. Apparently a week. Wow. But she so smugly talks about my mind being changed and so on me being used as a puppet, but like that's exactly what happened to her. Like really clearly she's somebody that was tortured until her mind broke and she gave into a particular ideology that where she is a pawn of somebody because it's in their interest for her to do that. Like it's not really ambiguous, and so the lack of self-awareness is strong here. I draw my power from the light now, Bastila.
You can deny what you are, Revan, but you're only fooling yourself. I know the truth. I've seen the shadows inside your mind, remember? I was there when you nearly died in the trap set by the Jedi Council. I used the Force to preserve your life, Revan. We are forever linked by my actions on that bridge.
That is how I know you will come back to the light.
These are not your true feelings, Revan. You are speaking as a tool of the Jedi Council, as I once did. But now I see how the Jedi used us both. The Council tried to exploit the bond between us. They hoped I would draw out your memories to lead them to the Starforge. We were slaves to their will, like all who follow the Jedi Code, but in our shared visions of the star maps, I also felt the so-called taint within you. I resisted it at first, but now I embrace the power of the dark side. Your dark side.
This still suggests potentially the theory that, like, Revan maybe even still was partially dark side, but this this healing that she did, this bond, essentially siphoned the dark side from me. It's like the bond may have corrupted Bastila, and it might be why, you know, if you're playing as a light side Revan, at least it works with that narrative. It might be the explanation for why your Revan went so light side and is so good at being light side. It might be because the darkness was siphoned into Bastila and corrupted her. So this might be partly our fault in a way. Learn from my mistakes. It's not too late to come back to the light.
Mistakes? No, Revan. The only mistake you are making is the one you are making now. You deny yourself the power that is yours by right. Only now do I realize how strong you are. You deserve to be the true master of the Sith, not Malak. I see this now. Together we can destroy your old apprentice. Join with me and reclaim your lost identity.
I'm not Revan anymore. I don't even remember those days.
Your mind was too badly damaged to ever fully restore your memories, Revan. But your power, your strength of will, the essence of who and what you are, these things still remain. Once, long ago, you defied the Jedi Council, freeing yourself from their control. You claimed your rightful title of Dark Lord of the Sith. Together we can defeat Malak and take back what is yours.
Yes, together we can rule the galaxy. I think that's isn't that an actual quote? I think. Turn away from this path, Bastila. The dark side leads only to destruction.
Bastila, it is not too late for you to be saved. The teachings of the Jedi can lead you from the dark side back into the light and the true understanding of the Force.
You are beneath my contempt, Juhani. When you felt the power of the dark side, you fled to a cave like some cowering animal. You know nothing of the Force or its true potential. But you, Revan, the power of the dark side is yours to command. You can use it to destroy Malak. With my help, you could rule over the entire galaxy.
Hey, Jolie, you got any input in this conversation? Not nice calling Juhani an animal, by the way. The Dark Lord Revan is dead. I am a servant of the light now.
You were a pathetic fool, Revan. Together we could have defeated Malak and ruled over an empire. But now, I will be at Lord Malak's side instead. You will be crushed with the Republic and all the fools who bow down to the Jedi Council. No one can stand against the power of the Starforge and the Sith fleet.
Why are we letting her go? We can totally take her. Oh. I guess this isn't the last planet of this game. She's definitely going somewhere else. Bye. Can I access the Starforge now, I guess? Am I maximum light side yet? Yeah. I've only just now recovered from the sin of being rude to a Sith ghost once. that had consequences. It's brutal. Jolie hasn't said anything. By the way, these are not ideal names. There's two white guys that use guns and are soldier type characters, and they're called Karth and Canderous. They're both like CA names. And then the two Jedi in your party are Jolie and Juhani. Like, they both start with J and end with E, like the sound E. And it's like, come on, give me a little more help when I have to differentiate between all these characters. Couldn't you have been named Zalbar or something? Like, minor details. Yeah, so she has like no self-awareness that she's definitely a puppet at this point. Shut down planetary disruptor field. Shut down temple energy shield. We did it. So where do we go now? I don't know where Bastila went. It's kind of a big deal. There's no return to Ebon Hawk command, but we're just going back out the front door at this point, so we should be fine. It's too bad you're nothing like you were once before. You could have been even a fraction of how strong I am, and then I just fucking obliterate her. It's like, well, it's awkward. She literally just stayed here to taunt me. Like, it's so petty. I guess it's Sith. Yeah, that's basically what happened. What's the deal with the Starforge right now? Is it destroyed? Visible Mandalorians, Bastila. She has fled to the Starforge? What? I think I lost the thread. I thought this was where... what did I miss? I must have missed something. I thought this was the Starforge, this building. So I was like, wait, we haven't destroyed anything. Why did they need access to this building in order to get rid of the Starforge? Did this also just tell people where the Starforge was and nothing else? Huh. I lost track of that at some point, I guess. I don't want to go back to those guys, so I'm just gonna go. I'm not really interested in giving them their freaking creepy-ass research data. Like, I don't really want to help their eugenics project, so I guess I'm just gonna get back on my ship and leave. Assuming I know, like, is that the deal? Like, do I now know where the Starforge is? I guess we crashed, so was the implication that we accidentally crashed? And so we knew where the Starforge was, but we crashed here because of the force field.
You're back, but where's Bastila? Is she alive? What happened inside that temple?
Not gonna lie, I thought Mandalorians were enslaving my people because Karth is dressed like that. Bastila has fallen to the dark side. She fled to the Starforge.
The dark side? Bastila? No, how could that happen?
She was always in danger of being seduced by the dark side, Karth. Bastila was strong, but she was always impatient and headstrong. Malak preyed upon her weakness. This planet is a tainted place. The Starforge and the Temple have twisted the Force into an instrument of evil, just as Malak has twisted Bastila into a servant of the Sith.
I can't help but feel this is partly my fault.
In the end, we all choose our own path. But keep in mind the role that you played in her downfall. You and the task assigned to her by the Jedi Council. Remember the bond that was forged between you when she rekindled the spark that was your life. Through that bond, she touched your memories, and also the echo of the dark taint within you.
But there's still hope for her, right? I mean, Revan rejected the dark side, so Bastila could too, right? We still might be able to save her.
We can try. And we will.
I don't know what fate awaits us, but I sense Bastila still has a role to play in the events to come. I have no doubt she will be waiting for us on the Starforge.
No doubt. But let's go then before she has time to organize a bigger welcoming committee.
Maybe the Starforge is just somewhere else on this planet? And we just crashed when we were trying to find it? Yeah. I lost the thread for a moment there, I think. So I guess I thought we came to the Starforge's place, but now we're trapped. Just to explain why we couldn't leave and we had to finish the story now and not go to other planets. But I guess we crashed just because that was like the shield generator that makes it so that ships get disabled as they enter the system. And that's it. But like, aside from that, everything was still normal. And aside from that, we still hadn't actually reached the Starforge yet, so I guess we still need to get there. So the saga continues.